Yo, you already know what time it is. Welcome back to another episode of Thinker versus Speaker, where I'm Marissa the Thinker, sit down with different guests and we talk about all things, anything, everything, life, love, relationships, spirituality, literally whatever we want to talk about. So if it's a subject that you want to hear us talk about, a person that you want to hear me talk to, you know what I'm saying? I'll give you all of my social media at the end. Hit me up, let me know. And I mean, it's intended to create a dialogue. So with that being said, sometimes we do talk about sensitive subjects. I don't know what's considered a sensitive subject to you. So take this as a trigger warning. Do what you got to do. If we talking about something you don't want to hear about, we respect it. Go ahead, click off. But hopefully you come back next week. We talk about something different, and you can come right back to it. But we respect it. On that note, I think that's everything. Get started. We got a special guest back today. No stranger to the podcast. First and foremost, I appreciate you coming back. We got Dre of My Girl, the cannabis company. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right, and I appreciate you for having me back as well.
Not a problem. I mean, it was a great conversation last time. I just been going through my own little things here and there. You know what
I
I
feel
mean?
it.
So how have you been since the last time we talked? What's been going on with you?
Oh man, I've been all right. Just more stuff with the cannabis. That's all I've been on. I've been what they call it, tunnel vision.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. The events, doing stuff on the back end, making more connections, and just seeing exactly what I want and how I want to do it.
Yeah. And like, where you at? It's a legal state now, right?
Yeah, it's a legal state.
Yeah. Does that change anything for like your business?
It does, but in the same sense, I don't think I even want to be in the state I am. So I'm
Mm,
somewhere else with it.
got you. So you on to different moves.
Yeah, I'm trying to do like, cause in my like, I'm trying to grow, and I think I've done it like in this city. I've done all the growing I can do, so I got my mindset on other places and other things for real.
That's real. That's real. Cause like what I'm learning, especially in this journey, is like knowing when it's time to go ahead and move on to like the next thing or the next chapter. And I feel like sometimes people get stuck thinking that they got to keep doing what it was that they was doing because that's how they envisioned it, that's how they planned it. But like sometimes you do just got to go with the flow and adapt to changes and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So how do
man.
uh-huh.
Nah, you
So
good. I was just saying I'm gonna always have stuff going on here and me helping other brands and stuff here. But for me personally, oh man, I see myself somewhere else.
right. So how do you know when it's time to make a change?
When I just get completely just over it. You know, when you just aggravated with stuff and it's just like, yeah, this ain't for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And how do you find like the new direction?
I kind of what I just learned to do is to shut up and listen to the source.
Mm.
And in my life, I kind of be quiet and I kind of see the direction it take me. I kind of just follow it now instead of doing my own thing, because back in the day I used to do my own thing and end up in dead ends and shit. But this way it feel better. And like I know when I'm tired of something and I know where to go. Like I said, I just chill out and I just listen to the divine energy and it always take me the right way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's real. That's real talk. Like I do the same thing and like I'm sure people think that like I don't know what people think, to be honest. I'm gonna stop trying to figure out what people think. But like, like I do that. Like I have times where I'll just have to sit back and have to be like, all right, where are we going? What are we doing? God guide me. Give me the answers. Like, you know what I mean? Because when I was trying to figure it out on my own, because for so long I didn't realize I was operating out of survival.
Right.
And when you operating out of survival, it's you just trying to find the next thing that's gonna make everything okay. And like sometimes it's better to just relax and just like try to figure out what's the what and what's the why.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I know it sound weird, but I get most of that shit from my guides and stuff. When I tune out and I meditate, I start learning. I like what make me feel good, what's not don't make me feel that good. Like it's crazy, it's weird. Like the
Yeah.
people you be around, I see how energy shift. And when you just shut up and pay attention, you get all the answers.
Yep.
If it don't
Absolutely.
feel right, don't fuck with it. Go with your first mind, and it's a bunch of shit to it that I never paid attention to.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very much true. Like so something that I've been encountering a lot lately is the idea of a lack mindset, right?
Right,
Where you feel like it's limitations on your life. When in
right.
reality, like I think one of my lessons was understanding like I have more control than I ever realized. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't have control because God is in control, but I also have absolute control of a lot of things, if that makes sense.
Right,
Like,
right. In the mind, it started in the mind because your mindset is anything. You got a strong mind, man. Like you said, that lack mindset, it limits people, and we unlimited beings. We can do whatever the fuck we want, and the power of thought alone can bring things in our life or shift things away. And if we don't know how to use our mind, we just out here trapped. So I get why a lot
yeah,
of people have lack mindsets. I mean mindsets. Like you can give them a suggestion or something, and the first thing they say is, "Well, I can't because of this." Like fuck that.
yeah, yeah. So exactly. So like let's explain what a lack mindset looks like. Like let's lay the foundation of like what we mean by a lack mindset. Cause I'm sure some people will be like, what are y'all talking about? But like, okay, I'll let you explain it, then I'll explain what I think it is.
Nah, I was just in it. You go ahead. I'm listening to you now.
All
Shoot.
right, cool. But like for yeah, like it's really what you said, where it's just like when your first thought is I can't do something,
Right.
right? Where it's just like, oh, here's a perfect example actually. When it came to me going to therapy, the I knew I needed to go to therapy for years on years on years on years on years. I knew that. But I didn't go because I would tell myself, oh, you can't afford it. How you even find a therapist? Like, you know what I'm saying? They ain't
Right.
gonna be able to da da da. Like everything was limiting. Everything was a limiting belief. Like, oh, I can't because X, Y, or Z. And
Right.
in reality, the situation that put me into therapy, so I finally went because I broke my ankle, right? And my insurance ain't the greatest. I got health insurance, but it's mid. You know what I mean?
Right.
So so it was one of those situations where it's just like, well, I had to have surgery on my leg. It's a free for all this year. You know what I mean?
Right.
So at that point it's just like, well, I go find you a therapist then. Since your excuse was always you can't afford it, can't afford it. Now it's free. There are no excuses. And then I went and I ended up going and it ended up helping me a lot, right? The other limiting belief that I had was, oh, you can't find a therapist. It took one website, one try, and
Right.
one day to find me a therapist that works for me and like I rock with her heavy. You know what I'm saying? So even that wasn't hard. So I rock with her. I get the help that I need. I get my coping mechanisms. I stopped going for about a year. And then a year later, I'm in a situation where it's just like, man, I really want to start going to therapy again. Well, I would have to be paying for it out of pocket. So I would really want it. You know what I mean? Like I
Right.
would really have to want it. So I'm telling myself, like, well, now I see it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? I've experienced it and I understand like it's worth it. So like, yeah, like what am I gonna tell myself? I can't afford it. If I can afford to buy a pair of forces, I can
Uh,
afford to go to therapy.
there you go. There you go. You just hit the head right on the nose. A lot of people be out here. All right, so the power of shit like manifestation is real, but people manifest the wrong shit. They want a better life, but they'll go manifest all these stupid trips every couple weeks. And it's just like, okay, you had the
Okay.
same type of bread for the investment, but you keep blowing it.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
People be out here free manifesting and I don't know what the fuck going on. That's the same way we do with our businesses and everything. We see it, we want it, and we go get it. And we don't say like, well, because it is, because when motherfuckers know that they bills and stuff coming up short and everything, but when they want to go on that trip, it ain't no, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. They know they going on that trip. So they don't give a fuck what's going on around them, but they gonna make sure they go on that trip. The same way you gotta
Yeah.
be with life.
The same way how you can like buy a blunt but not pay your electric bill. You know what I mean? Like you can get what you want.
Man,
You just making choices. And I think that's what we don't realize. That's where it's just like, yeah, it seems like it's out of your control, but it's not. Like it's in your control. You're making a choice to not do the thing that might be better for you. You doing the thing that's gonna get you that immediate gratification.
right? People
Because
like to be comfortable,
mhm,
and it's
yeah.
like, nah, you can't always be comfortable. If you keep on taking the comfortable route, you're gonna always be where you at because you used to that dumbass sweet spot. It keep us like emotional. That sweet spot, crazy. You could tell, like it'd be people in my family, like me, for example, like it'd be people that has like diabetes and stuff, like I had, and they want to, like, they would do anything in the world, quote unquote, to cure it. But when they got to get uncomfortable to do it, they like, fuck that. Nah, I just take the medicine and keep doing what I'm doing. But why? When you still tired, you still weak, your body breaking down. But if I'm telling you what to do and you telling me, but man, this and but yeah, you already in the wrong mindset for it. You ain't gonna do it, so I don't need to waste my breath. Not to be rude about it, but
Mhm.
once I can identify that you already got all these fucking excuses, why not? Nah, I'm cool. It's too much work.
Why do you think I'm gonna sit here and try to convince you of why you should change what you complaining about? What's affecting you in your life? You know what I mean? And that's very much the point that I got to in my world as well, where it's just like, I'm not here to convince y'all to do better. I'm gonna just do better for me because that's the only thing I can control. I stopped trying to control everybody else's life and try to get them on the wave with me, right? Because what's the first thing people love to do when they awaken? They want to try to wake everybody else up. But it's just like everybody don't want to get woken up. Some
Right.
people want
That's
to stay exactly where they at.
and that's where I learned to just meet. I learned that from I was watching Derek Grace, and he was talking about David Banner had taught him something. Just meet people where they at, because that's the easiest way to do it. And when I kind of heard it and took it in, I just was like, yeah, just meet people where the fuck they at, because it's nothing more, nothing less that you can expect from somebody than they expect from themselves.
Exactly. 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 Because like people can say that they want the changes all day. Like even me in my life, right? Like I'm not above it. It's just like if it's certain changes that I want to make in my life, I can know that even like what you said at the beginning of the episode, right? Where it's just like you know in your mind where you gonna need a change or that a change is coming.
Hmm.
But the thing that I also understand is I know when it's time to change, I'm gonna know when to step, how to step, know when and how to step. Because you know what I'm saying? It's just like I don't fight the change, but I know sometimes like you gotta work yourself up to that. So it's just like now when I see or feel that I need to make a change, it's just like let me go ahead and start making these little preparations here
Right,
and there.
right. Getting it together.
Yeah, because it's just like even though I know I'm not gonna step today, when the time comes where God is just like, hey, I need you to go ahead, switch gears, do something a little different. I'm gonna have to go ahead and do it because if not, he gonna whoop my ass. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it, do what it is that I'm supposed to do because I already know how this goes. But like it's just one of those things that comes like you really gotta learn how to tune into yourself almost. It feels like.
And another thing I do learn, like I always go with last episode, when you play a one and you stepping into your purpose, 9 times out of 10, the universe gonna start, um, you know, aligning the stars for you along the way. It get weird like that.
It does.
You know what I'm saying? Just put in the work, just stay focused, and when like you said, when changes and shit, when you need to learn like what to do in a change and everything, that's when them stars get the aligning out of nowhere. You be like, huh? it
Mm-hmm.
kind of it kind of opened up the door for what your mind couldn't fathom. Because, like you said, don't go in it with the mindset I can't, because then you can't. But you go in it, you can, and you don't know how you're gonna do the shit. Do what you can do, and then the universe gonna do what you can't do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So like let's talk about this journey in terms of our own experiences, right? So
Right.
like for you, like what would you say your purpose is?
My purpose, oh man, is helping and healing people, bro. Like getting out of these cycles. Like I just see the cycle from my life to my father's, to my grandfather's, and even with my mother, his like my grandma, and just I just be in the cycles and see like, oh, if I keep this shit going on, because now I'm the head of my family, ironically.
Mm-hmm.
My grandma passed, my father passed, and just like, okay, it's all of these women, and I got a daughter, but I'm like the only man. So what can I do different from my granddaddy and daddy and everything else to kind of smooth all this shit over and get out of these fucked up curses? You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
I said and I watched it, and I know what's going on. I can call all this bullshit down the line, and it's just like, do I want to step in it and keep it going, or kind of just get out of it, do my own thing, and change it? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, and I'm into that and helping people. Just like I said, I heal myself with this cannabis, and that kind of intrigued me to just teach people and show them you can, and get out of old ways, and just, you know what I'm saying, figure out what works for you. I can't tell nobody else what their purpose is, because there's a lot of purposes, but as long as you get out your way, you'll find it.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's so true. That's so true. Like, I think purpose is something that is like all encompassing. Like, it's a grand scheme thing. Like, purpose can be your career, purpose can be how you show up in your family, purpose can be how you show up in the world. Like, it's levels to purpose. But I do think it's so important to find out where you fit in the world and what it is that you do, right? Because I feel like once you find your why in life, like, you know what I'm saying,
Mhm.
going on that journey becomes so much. Even though the journey is difficult, it's worth it because you find like a whole new level of peace, right? you
Right.
find you find peace, you find strength, you find like contentment with being here, because it's just like we walk the world chasing false idols thinking that the false idols will give you purpose, when in reality the purpose starts from the inside out, and then everything else is attracted to you once you in it, if that makes sense.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, because like even for me, like, you know what I'm saying, where I'm at in my process and my cycle is identifying like, okay, like part of my purpose, like I do a podcast, but the purpose is to help people.
That's
The
where I'm at with it.
Yeah, Larry, like my purpose is to help people and help them to come up out of these dark places and spaces and be able to show them like, yo, we can go beyond where it is that we are. You
Hey,
know what I'm Yeah, or it's just like we don't have to stay here. Go ahead.
now I'm just saying, you hitting it right on the nose, because it's like when I say help people, people don't know I've been like, if I could, if people want to get help with sickness and like that, like shit like that. I've been sick. I've been overweight. I've been broke. I've been everything there is to be that motherfucker can have an excuse for. And I can kind of help people with that shit, man. Like, now if you a certain size, you can get out of that. If you don't got something wrong with you, can get out of that. If you broke right now and don't know your way, you can get out of that. But I ain't gonna come to you and telling you some shit that I ain't never been through and have already conquered. You know what I'm saying? I
It's
mastered
that
it. Yeah.
part. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's just like ain't nobody sitting up here telling you nothing that they have already done. And that's what's so funny to me. Like when you talk to somebody and trying to help them and they hit you with the, well, I can't, well, I can't, well, I can't. It's just like, well, I ain't got nothing for you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, I can tell you that I've been where you've been, but you don't want to believe. You're not in a space to believe me right now. And I can't even understand that because I was the person that was going to tell you, I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't. You know? Like we done been here, you know what I'm saying? We done been here. It's almost like when you a child and your parents are trying to show you something and you be like, man, you don't know what you talking about. And then you get older and be like, they knew exactly what they was talking about because they
This
done
shit
lived
ain't
there
hard
and did
unless
it.
you make it.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. So with that being said, like when it came to starting your cannabis company, right? What kind of place and like space were you in when you started it? I know you kind of told us a little bit about it before, but like again, like I want to talk about the journey of it. So like where were you at like when you got that like
That epiphany. All right, so fast forward from when I was in the car like last time, and damn near dead. But in the place I was at, I was working this job. I was at Equifax. It was a nice place, but it was no more room for me. It was just out of my, you know what I'm saying? Was sick of the same 5 days, two off, no more than what you was gonna get paid last week unless you did extra hours. You just sitting around. I ain't doing what I want to do. I'm tired. I'm stressed. I need more. And I'm just scattered all over the place. I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna start my weed brand because that's what helped me, you know what I'm saying, cope with this fucking job. It helped me with my sickness, and that's what I like to do any motherfucking ways. But I'm gonna tell you, when I started it, I wasn't in a position to start it. I ain't had a bread, I ain't had a knowledge, I ain't had a nothing. I just said, yeah, I'm going. This is what I'm gonna do.
It be
So
that
I
like that. Yeah.
and you hop into some shit thinking you like, all right, ain't nobody came up with this idea. Then once you get in that community, you be like, damn, it's a whole world of these motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of used that to my leverage and just learned and looked what everybody was doing. And then I started studying the big dogs. So shit, I started studying the people that intrigued me for the fucking cannabis brand. Like, what are they doing and what can I do to flip it, and how are they doing it? Even if they ain't got XYZ, like they had to start from somewhere. I got to getting off into the stories deep and just looking at what they was doing, how they was changing the game, what they was they marketing schemes and all this and that. And I said, I can do that. And I bullshit you not, without the bread, without the knowledge or anything, you just store some shit. And once people see you just going and working and working and work, they just catch on and start liking the shit anyway. So now you got time to go learn the shit on the back end because now you done already, you know what I'm saying? Got
Yeah.
it moving and going. And people, and 9 out of 10, if it's something you love, people gonna love it about. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Yep.
gonna get people that hate, but that's good too because now you know you're doing something that's working.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I was rapping, it was just complete silence, and then yeah, word. You know what I'm saying? Not good, not bad. It was just,
It was just nothing. It was
yeah,
just
just sitting
nothing.
around, and it wasn't my purpose neither. Because if I was listening to the lyrics I had and the lifestyle that I love living now, it's two completely opposite things.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I get it.
Exactly. That's what's so funny. Like my dad did an episode a few episodes ago where he's asking me about like the old podcast versus podcast, right?
Uh-huh.
And when I think about like where I was when I started the first podcast versus where I'm at now, the first podcast, like it was material. Like, you know what I'm saying? Part of me, I was in two different modes, you know what I'm saying? I was between my shadow and my light at the time, right? Because I was like living in my shadow, but I was just starting to come into the light type of thing. So
Right.
part of why I started it was to kind of prove to myself that I could do something, you know what I'm saying? That I could see something through to the end or whatever, and accomplish something, whoop de whoop. But the other part of me was there for the attention, for, you know what I'm saying? For the attention, for the
Right.
money, for the this, for the that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like I'm finna shit on everybody that doubted me. I'm
That
finna, you
shit
know,
don't work in that order, no do it.
it don't. It don't. You know what I'm saying? And you go, and it's just like niggas got humbled real quick. And it's just like now when I do it, it's not about that. Like actually, like I'm very content with where I am in life right now as it is, as it stands. I don't need, you know, that outside validation. I don't need that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm perfectly content. Like when I'm making podcast episodes, it's literally because I love to talk. I love to edit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love literally what it is that I do. And that's really what it's about. You know what I'm saying? But it took the journey to understand that's what it's about. Like, I was outside yesterday. Like, I journal outside because I like being outside. When I was in St. Louis, I did not like nature. But like I'm outside whistling at birds and shit, playing Snow White. Like it
Hey,
just I'm not the same person that I used to be anymore.
right. Go lean up on the tree and see how your energy shift.
I've hugged a tree before. I've done it.
I do it. I ain't gonna lie to you. People call me at Equifax where it started. Motherfucker looking like, what's wrong with him? Finna level up on you bitches. That's what I'm finna do.
Yeah. Okay.
But like
Okay.
you say though, you get into it and ego has to completely die because you gonna be tired, losing people, broke for a minute, all type of shit. Cause
Yeah.
once you get into it, now you gotta go through every fucking emotion. Now you gotta go through every phase because now you in a character mode. You ain't just on Grand Theft Auto riding around and in cars and shit no more. You done took your mission now.
Yep. Yep, exactly. That's exactly what it's like. I,
Man,
I I don't know. I don't even know how else to explain. That's exactly what it's like. Because once you get so far on the path, it's just like I can't get off. I
and
can't get off. But
you in story mode. You be getting pop-ups from people that you wouldn't even believe.
side missions, like
You be like, what the fuck gear did I get in and why are you right here now? Just like prime example. I'm on the phone with my people out in Florida, and I'm telling them, shit, I gotta figure out a way I can come down and you know what I'm saying, do some shit down there on the legal side. So I need to figure out the license tip down there. I
mm,
bullshit you not. A day or two later, major weed brand, cannabis brand, let me rephrase it, hit me up like, yo, bro, I'm down in this part of Florida. Come holler at me, XYZ. I'm looking at my phone like, huh? I say, hold on.
mm-hmm.
Because who hit me up, it ain't like it's not no street, nothing. It's like really
Legit,
and the
yeah.
owner of a cannabis brand. And he telling me like they got a new spot down in Florida and I can actually work through them because they want me to cultivate for them. So you see how that works?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's like, hmm, how the fuck did that in the same week? You know what I'm saying?
Power.
I got
Power
the
to
answer
mind.
to my problem. All I got to do is put action to it.
Exactly. 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 And like that's what I see. That's exactly how that works. As crazy as that seems, that's exactly how it works. Because once I got to that point, because I literally like God had to break me all the way down. But that's just how this works. You know what I'm saying? Like it's nothing that's just how this works. But like I had to get broken all the way down. And literally when I just had that moment in my head where it's just like, all right, God, I'm gonna go full force at this. What it is that you want me to do, I'm gonna go in on this because this is what I want to do. Cause I got presented with an opportunity to do some other shit and make some quick money. But in order for me to go make that quick money, I would have to do less of this. And
Right, right,
I had to pray on it. I'm just like, yo, that's not where I want to go. I want to do what it is that I love. I don't care that it's not growing as fast as I want to grow. I don't care about that. Like I'm stable enough to, you know what I'm saying, pay my bills, be comfortable and all of that kind of stuff. I'd rather just stay focused and do the thing where it's just like I'm the owner, I'm the creator, I'm the everything. I want to stay down that lane because that's the life that I chose way back when I started this. So literally when I was just like, all right, God, I'm gonna embrace my path, like that's when like I started doing the work, right? So I took my time. I kept saying, oh, I can't afford a computer. Guess who figured out how to buy a computer?
right,
So
right.
so I
Your
stopped.
brain gonna bring to you what you think about the most.
Exactly. Like, so I do that. I buy myself a computer. I start doing a little more stuff here and there. I start posting every single day.
Got
You know
to.
what I'm saying? I start posting every single day. Like back when before when I would be making excuses like, oh, I'm tired, oh, I'm this, oh, I'm that, you know, whatever. I got too much going on. I stopped making excuses. I started posting every day, like consistently doing little research, trying to figure out, you know, like how to grow little things. You start doing that extra work, extra effort. And then before I know it, I got people in my DMs. I got people in my DMs. My
They seen
followers
you. They
doubling.
seen you.
Yeah. It, you know what I'm saying? It really be you, like you in control. Like
We
as soon as
really
you
are.
stop making excuses
We come
for,
down here because we really unlimited straight beings that's gonna be in this universe for light years or whatever the fuck they call it to come. And it's like when we come down here in this little meat body, we able to do whatever the fuck we want to do. Cause like I don't know, it's weird. Like it ain't nothing in front of us but us. Like we
yep,
only work jobs because we got in front of us and put that shit in front of us like it ain't abundance out here. Like whatever. So now
yeah,
you just gotta undo it because I can't go work no job no more because it make me cringe. Like, uh, so I gotta be in this place and gotta do this shit when I know. Nah, it just don't make sense in my head no more. Not saying it's bad for other people, because I can't tell you what other people like and enjoy. You know what I'm saying? But
Exactly. They
for
might be
me,
built exactly for that.
look, Marissa, I'm black. I'm a nigga, baby. That means somewhere down my bloodline, we were slaves before. I ain't got it in me to be playing with these people like that. Let me free. I'm looking for financial freedom, anytime, any type of freedom. I can't. I
That's the
would
type
walk
of
out
time I'm
quick.
on. That's the type of time I'm on. But you know what I'm saying? Like that's the importance of going inward and finding out what you built for. You know what I'm saying? Because some people are meant to have that corporate job and do that this and do that or
Right,
whatever. I
right.
ain't gonna
So,
knock that. But see me personally, like I wasn't built for that. And God reminds me that I'm not built for that at every single step and turn of the way. It's a reason why I don't like being told what to do.
Marissa, you remember we worked at Old Navy? I used to get lost real quick.
Real quick. Real quick. And you already know what type of time I was on too. Cause even though I wasn't a boss, I was the little boss. Like, you know what I mean? Like I was not a boss. But anytime somebody needed something, who the fuck was they looking at?
Marissa.
Exactly. So like you know what I'm saying? So it was always there. Like you know what I'm saying? Like when you look at your life, and I think that's like what a lot of people don't take the time to do, like really look at your life and really ask yourself, like, hold on, where am I? Who am I? What do
Right,
I want and what am I
right.
supposed to be doing?
Exactly. And when you sit back and look at your life, you've been you the whole time. You just ain't been paying attention to what you supposed to been doing and how you supposed to be maneuvering.
Preach on that.
But it been there. You always it's weird. It's like we do live the weird case of Benjamin Button, because we be in this motherfucker and don't know what be going on, but yet it be in us the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does. It really does. So, you know what I'm saying? So you decide to leave your job. So you not leave your job. You decide to start your cannabis company, right? So how do you get out of that mind frame where it's just like you stop telling yourself you can't do certain stuff and it's just like, nah, I'm going for everything. But then what do you face? Cause you like you said you ain't have nothing to get started. It's just hard work and research and then what everything just starts falling into place, or was it like
All right,
hiccups
so
along the
that
way?
that right there, when I was saying that the universe kind of take me in a way now, I would never ever ever quit a job back in the day because I had no sight or no vision on, or even belief that I can do something that'll generate the same type of dollar. But before I quit my job, I was in my job making more money than my job was paying me for a moment with the cannabis. So I knew that, like, if I keep certain numbers, I can at least hit this amount every 2 weeks without a job. You know what I'm saying? That
Mm,
gives me enough time to be creative, because that's the one thing I am. I'm very creative. If there's nothing else that's gonna pay me in this world, it's gonna be my creativeness. So when I left, I was able to kind of had a good customers that was hitting me up every other day or every other, you know what I'm saying, getting this big amount for every other week. So I was cool. So
right.
I was left with the creative side, and everything got to falling in place. So that's why I say I kind of listen to the divine energy to kind of take me on my next step. Because when I kind of left, it really wasn't no thought. I wasn't scared. I just said, fuck it. Like, kind of walked out. I, and then shit just started popping up, like I said, in my favor for this, and that. Like, oh, so when you really say you believe in something out of and move in faith, shit'll happen. See, it sound like a movie, it sound cliche because it just sound like bullshit. But by
Mm,
me living that life right now,
you gotta try, yeah.
I moved in faith. I'm like I said again, I am a nigga, baby. I wasn't born with no silver spoon in my mouth. So it wasn't like I had a bunch of shit to back me, you know what I'm saying? So it was real life faith. Like when you said look at you and look at your life. So I looked at me and I looked at my life. The divine has always loved me because my heart has always been pure. So any situation that I thought was gonna lead me bad has never led me bad.
That part.
It had nothing has ever happened to me in my life that I cannot laugh at right now.
Period. It be the funniest shit ever now.
So the more as I'm growing and evolving, I just don't see the divine to just leave me like, oh yeah, fuck you now. Like in my learning process, nah. Cause you didn't even do that in my foolish process. And now I'm obedient. And now
Yeah.
I'm listening. And now I'm following. And now I'm intrigued and learning. So I'm just like, fuck this, fuck that. But when I say fuck this and fuck that, it releases a weight and it kind of give me a gift or two. And I got gratitude for the shit. I don't give a fuck what it is. I have gratitude for it. Like I knew and then I tried to get another job, Marissa, one time because I said because you'll go broke doing this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I said fuck this. Let me try to get this job. So I bullshit you not. I was going to UPS, and I had to laugh at this. At the time, it wasn't funny. It's a thunderstorm. I go outside. It's the first day I'm finna go. I get in the car. I drive around the corner, and my car end up in water up to my fucking head. Immediately I didn't see it, and I drive into what looks like it flooded, but it was damn near like a lake, and I did not see it. My car immediately stopped. It's damaged. It's gone. I said, "Yeah, that's the universe telling me, dumbass, go back and be creative, cause you got something going on. You gonna
Mm-hmm.
get this back double. I don't need you at no job because you talking about some fucking money when you got something else going on. You know what I'm saying?" And
Yeah.
right then and there, after that happened, I'm fucked up because I lose a car, but I get an offer because I kept being creative, and now I'm sitting in some way better than the last go. So it's just like, just keep trusting the process, bro. It's supposed to look like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it like you know what I'm saying. Like the one thing, Kay asked me before, and she was just like, "You always say how you trust the process." She was like, "How do you trust the process?" And I'm literally like, "You have to try." Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a person that likes proof, right? Because doing this, you have to operate in faith. You literally do not have a choice but to operate in faith because you are walking into the unknown. Everything about this journey is supposed to be low key unknown because you know what I'm saying? You're walking a path where you have to learn how to trust yourself. You got to learn how to trust God. You know what I'm saying? You not supposed to know what's happening next. You living out a movie. Like, you know what I'm saying? You living out a movie. You not
Man,
supposed to know the end. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not supposed to know the end. So really, I had to try. You know what I'm saying? I had to try. It's almost like physical therapy. Like when I went to physical therapy for my ankle, I did not want to go. I already didn't want to have 2 surgeries, but now you want me to have physical therapy too? But the thing that I didn't understand was because I had never broken a bone before. That's not true, technically, but I had never majorly broken a bone that I had to do anything for. Like I fractured my tailbone.
right,
You know what I'm saying? But that wasn't major. Like, you know what I'm saying? This was something where it's just like with an injury like that, you have to learn how to walk all over again.
right.
Like they done cut that muscle. Like, it doesn't know. You gotta retrain that ligament. And that's
Right.
that, and that's kind of how this is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Walking in faith, you gotta retrain it. So
I
at
get
first,
your whole mindset because if you going there with that lack mindset, you just fucked up. You fucked your faith. I mean, now you can't blindly walk because ain't no faith there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because if you
exactly.
like listen to me, if anybody out there listen to me, if you ain't already believe in yourself, don't quit your job
That part.
because
You
the
ain't ready
faith ain't
yet.
there. It's nothing that's gonna support you because you don't truly believe.
Yep.
Ain't nothing gonna support it like that, like nothing. You
Yeah.
just gonna be sitting there, and you're gonna have to go back and get back ready because it ain't that
It ain't
belief is
time yet.
crazy. You can't
It.
fake. You know how they say God know your heart.
Yep.
You can't fake the belief. Like you can't fake it.
You can't. You might as well stay where you at till you really ready. And like that's the thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's literally trying. Like I'm the type of person where I got to work myself up to it. And the reason why I use the physical therapy analogy is where it's just like they'll start and it's just like, all right, stand on that one bad ankle for 10 seconds. And you'll look at them sideways like, I can't stand on this ankle. Like, you know what I'm saying? I cannot stand on this ankle, but you do it. You stand on it for 10 seconds. And then the next time you come back, they say stand on it for 20 seconds. And then
Right.
you realize that you could. You know what I'm saying? You realize that you could. So then you do it again. And then you do it again. And you standing on it for 30 seconds. Then you standing on it for a minute, 2 minutes. Then you walking. Then you jogging. Then you hopping over shit. And now it's stronger than it ever was because you took that risk of doing something that at one point in time you thought you could never do. You have to show yourself your strength. You have to show yourself. Like if you're the type of person that needs proof, how you gonna get proof if you don't seek it? You know what I'm saying? How you gonna learn how to trust God if you don't ever put yourself in a situation where you have to? You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody
Exactly.
saying up and quit your job tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Nobody said up and quit your job tomorrow. But maybe
Uh-uh.
you need to write that page of that book that's in your head. Or maybe you need to, you know what I'm saying, go ahead, see what steps you need to take to open a business. Maybe you should just Google, you know what I'm saying, if you're thinking about going to school. Just look at some colleges, you know what I'm saying? Put that seed in your mind. Like, try.
Hey, you plant that seed, you can get a garden.
The garden didn't grow itself.
I'm telling you,
It did not grow itself. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like
nurture, nurture
looking.
that idea, man.
Yeah, it's not
What
coming
if
from
it do?
nowhere.
What if it do? And that's the thing with me. I'm glad that I went through. Oh yeah, it's a lot about what I went through. Motherfucker don't know I was homeless and everything for a minute, but it was better being homeless than around, like you said, lack mindsets and that type of energy. Because that I think that type of energy is far more worse, detrimental, especially when you in your story mode. You don't need to be around none of that. If if anything else, you can just be around yourself, create your own positive energy, and you know what I'm saying. You can keep your mindset,
Why shouldn't you be around it?
man. The energy around you is everything, because you'll trick your subconscious mind. Like, let's just say, you know, the lack mindset we was talking about.
Yep.
You'll trick your subconscious mind into shit like that, and to keep on giving you bad situations because it honestly think that that's what you like, because that's the only thing you responded to.
Mm-hmm.
If you trick it into thinking it like something else, what it's gonna do? Keep on giving you that. You know what I'm saying? Because it can't see what you really want. It just can go off what you responding to. And if you
Yeah.
set in one mode, you're gonna keep getting the same shit.
Yeah. You literally have to change your environment if you want to
Mm.
see different results. And I don't even think that's optional. You know what I mean? And like, what do you say to the people that say they can't change their environment? Is that real?
You can change whatever you want to change. You can do whatever you want to do. See, I don't know, man. Me and you a lot of like in that way. I can't be told, nah, like you couldn't, like, even when I was the fattest kid in the fucking room, you couldn't tell me that I wasn't cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You couldn't tell me that, like, nah, I'm not going for it. So my mindset always been kind of strong in certain areas. And when I turned that motherfucker up, so I just ain't never been the type of person that was like, yeah, man, but I can't. I mean, I done went through some shit, but oh well, that's why I start taking them leaps of faith, because I ain't got it in me to stress out, Marissa. I just like, I know I'm kind of protected. Fuck it, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I ain't getting gray hair. Like, not in my experience. Like, no, I ain't finna worry myself to death. Like, this is my personal experience. I don't even know if you other motherfuckers is out here real and y'all can just be here for test for me. Like, no, my shit
Yeah.
ain't finna be stressed out.
Yeah. 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 And like and that be the part where it's just like when people say you can't, you can't, you can't, you can't, you can't. For me, I feel like it's nothing that I can really tell you. But the thing that I see when I look at a successful person being at where I am now, I see you probably had to go through things that people don't have to see. And the thing that I like to highlight here is just like, okay, you think you can't, you can't, you can't, you can't. Let's talk to these people that we can look at and be like, okay, you successful, you might, you know what I'm saying, whatever, whatever. But like, let's talk about how we got here. Because it's
Right,
not how you think, you know what I'm saying? It's just like we successful people start off like each and every one of us.
man.
You know what I'm saying? Each and
E-
every one of us. The
We all
difference is
came
that
through here
mind,
one or two ways. C-section or through the hole. And we start off in this bitch like,
our circumstances might be different. But even in
boy,
that case, again, with the people that I talk to on this show, shit, they come from where the fuck I come from. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all come from where the fuck I come from.
and
So I know damn well.
it's always a slippery slope to that too. So, like, let's take rich kids. Some kids be so fucking rich, it enables them, and they don't got no good creativeness or good ideas. So it's hard on them in that aspect. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be a lot to it. So yeah, we start off damn near in the same boat. It's
Yeah.
what you gonna do with it.
Because everybody got their own journey. Everybody got their own journey, their own lane, their own path, they own they own everything. But we distract ourselves by remaining in comparison mode instead of just really like taking that time to figure out who am I, what am I want, what am I doing? You
And
know what I'm saying?
them egos is crazy, ain't they?
Yeah, cause again, like you know, when I started this in the beginning, I thought I had something to prove. I don't have shit to prove. Like, you know what I'm saying? I used to love arguing all types of shit. I don't have nothing to prove. What I'm gonna sit up here and argue with you for?
Just be happy.
I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even having peace. Like so many people be like, oh, I can't have peace. I can't have this. I can't have that. Yes, you can. You can literally have anything that you want out of life, but it's gonna start in your mind. Whether
Yeah.
or not you choose it. And once you choose it, now it be shit that come with it. I think some people do understand it. Like I'm at a point where I want to give people more credit. Like I think some people do know that they had a power to change shit. I think they just choose not to because they know it would take work and it would make them uncomfortable.
And see, this the thing with that is, you get a person like me, right? I meditate, I meditate, I meditate. I think positive, I think positive. I preach about this, I preach about that. And then when some shit go on in my life, I'm cool, calm, and collected. And people say, well, why would that happen to him? And I would say, well, that's just a test to see if I'm really gonna put all of this preaching I'm doing to work. You know what I'm saying? I
Period.
gotta
Yeah.
see if the shit true. I gotta see if it's true. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah.
would have never been prepared to lose my father and my grandmother in a 2 month time span and been cool because I never lost nobody in my life. But once I went through what I went through and I see the bigger picture behind everything, and now I'm more enlightened, I'm cool. I'm more cool than anything. Shit, take me with me knowing more than anything. Because if you would have took them without me with the proper knowledge, I probably would have been out here tripping. You know what I'm saying? Fuck this.
Exactly.
Fuck that. I don't even want to do this no more. I like that don't. Cause life's still gonna go regardless, and you won't change all of this shit for you and everybody else. Like, come on, man.
Period.
And you see what life about? We are of dying people, anyways. Then I
Period.
see what they died from and what I can do to change the cycle of their sicknesses too. Like, if you change your whole the same people, because diseases aren't really hereditary, it's what you put in your body and
It's that
in
part.
your mind frame. So if you can sit and take your whole bloodline and change every little thing that you see that's bad and it actually work, because kids are just programmed off they teachings.
Yep.
So the newer kids and the generation, you just programming them on a better way of thinking instead of the old way of your life or your family tree. Man, you done changed everything. Everybody doing better. Everybody good. Got a better mindset. They eating healthier. They know what live food is. They ain't stuck and caught off in the egos, and they can just fully spread their wings. And if you can do shit like that, that's, you know what I'm saying, part of your purpose, man. And I
Yeah.
kind of see that. I see that a lot.
Yeah, everything is a product of something else to an extent. And like we had to control to change it every time. Like why do you like I don't think anything is by accident. Like even like where, for example, people with like gentle parenting and stuff. It's just like, all right, if your parents came from a generation where they whoop ass, like you know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't want to maybe you don't want to whoop ass no more. Maybe it's just like this did nothing for me. Cause it's just like you realize that you grow up and it's just like, yeah, I got my ass whooped, but I would have preferred if they just would have talked to me.
Man,
instead. So you know what I'm saying? So it's just like,
I sit, I sit and I watch it, man. You can just, you ever sit and just watch like shit that you know you can change?
yeah,
Like, for instance, my old dude, he was in a hospital, so I didn't. Nobody knew he had lung cancer because I like shit. 2 weeks before that, he just was beating up one of his, you know what I'm saying, peoples, and it was just funny because he older, so you don't even. He a character. He play. He jump around. You don't think nothing going on. So in his mind, he telling me, "Yeah, I'm in the hospital. Bring me some strawberry sodas, some White Castles, and he not supposed to be eating none of this shit." But in
right,
his mind, and he only in his 50s, so I'm just looking at why he dying. You know what I'm saying? He got these certain type of diseases, and it ain't because he couldn't get rid of it. It's because his mindset, and he like fuck it, and he went
yep,
against it. You know what I'm saying? And
yep,
I can look at that, and I can stay in that same mindset, and I can end up and never change nothing. Because if I do it, my kids gonna do it. They gonna think it's cool, and
exactly.
if ain't nobody else smart enough, it's gonna keep going on. Because I don't know how long this crazy shit been going on before I synced it, and I just be like, nah. We supposed to be eating fruit, vegetables like the gorillas, because them motherfuckers do not die because they don't eat meat like that. Like it's it's a lot. I don't know, man. Life is crazy. I don't know why I was born in my timeline, and I see what I see, and I'm gonna change it. Like
Yeah,
ain't no bust to it. I just understand even with my granny, and it's like decisions. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay, this and this went on because of the mindset was this way, and if I can change that a little bit, motherfuckers behind me won't have to worry about that though, because we only as good as our teachers. You know what I'm saying? So,
period.
and I
Yeah,
do know that they teachings was to a cap, and they, you know what I'm saying? They ain't even had the information that me and you be talking about. So they let me know like maybe I need to change it a little bit more because the information that I be off into now, nobody gave that to me. I went to go get that on my own because my teachers couldn't teach it to me. You know what I'm saying?
exactly,
So it's a lot
exactly.
about life that we can change for our whole bloodlines.
Exactly. And I see myself that way. And I see myself that way. And I don't even think that, well, I don't know. Again, I see myself that way for me and my family. And like I'm almost like I see stuff where it's just like, oh, okay, because I'm getting to a point where I can look at my family and be like, yeah, all of this actually makes perfect sense. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? The way we interact, the way we treat each other, the way, you know what I'm saying, our minds work, this all makes sense. And I be having like the key where it's just like, we ain't gonna try communicate, we ain't gonna try this, we ain't gonna try that. But it's just like I know they ain't in a space where they ready to listen to me. You know what I'm saying? So I just keep quiet and watch. And I keep doing me. Cause to a certain extent, I feel like I make a greater impact just doing me, but I'm
Right.
fully aware that I'm a curse breaker in a sense. So then,
Yeah.
so I see my role in my family as very important, whether people see it or not, because when I have kids, it's gonna be a lot that I need to do different. When I choose a partner to have kids with, I'm gonna have to do things differently. You know what I'm saying? The way that I operate in my life, I gotta move differently because we do some things that aren't necessarily the best for our longevity and being able to like do things. So, you know, I very much see myself as a curse breaker, but at the same time, like that breeds what a lot of negative feelings, you know what I'm saying, that I had to work through because it's just like, you know, at first when you get to that point and you start realizing stuff, you be like, man, I'm going through all this because you ain't do this and you ain't do that
Nobody fault
and
but
you was
ours.
doing this. Yeah, exactly. So it's like I'm going through all of this shit because of you. And then after you learn how to forgive, you get to a space where it's just like, I, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe you were scared. Maybe you was this, maybe you was that, maybe, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Like, I forgive you for that, but I'm going to be where this stops and I'm going to be where this changes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I meditated one time. And I always, it was so weird because my grandmother, I'm named after my grandmother, but she passed away before I was born. And when I was a little kid, I used to always feel like she was my guardian angel. Like when I would be asleep, she would like watch over me, right?
Hmm.
So it was one time recently where I was like meditating And I was just like, God, I want to talk to my ancestors. Like, I want to see my ancestors, because I was at that point where I was like, like learning how to really understand it, like more and more, like my grandpa, my grandma, my other grandpa, like they stories and why they did what they did, and like how it affected my parents and all kind of stuff like that. And like I literally meditated. I saw every single one of them. I saw every single one of them. And I
Mm,
had a conversation with every single one of them. And my
right.
ass started crying, like for real. Like I started crying and everything, because it was just like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, even if, my parents can't forgive you, I do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, I get it. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? You took XYZ to your grave. Like, you know what I'm saying? We forgive you for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, we gonna heal this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Having that conversation is just like, because you see it where it's just like, like somebody got to break the cycle. Somebody got to break the
Got
cycle.
to. And it's finna be fun too, cause like I say, motherfucker the head now, and the way I see things, yeah, it's a mindset. I want people to be healthy. I want to be happy. But now I'm finna be the one with the financial with,
Yeah,
with like, oh yeah, it all gotta come through me now. So if you want to come around here, you
Huncho,
got this, that. We not work around it. We ain't doing none of this in my functions. And like it's gonna be
bruh.
hard because yeah, I'm not even finna let anybody to come after me even think it's cool to be out here dying early. Even think it's cool to be out here being in the ego or shit. Like, nah, it's not cool. We ain't going. We going against it. You see the lifespan on the regular, like no,
Yeah,
I'm not going for it no more. You need if people had more gratitude, just think of the shit that they can accomplish and the things that are happening in their life. You get a family full of ungrateful motherfucker. Like that's why I'm glad I got the mindset that I do, because I couldn't even blow money into some toxic. Before we even come around and do XYZ, everybody got to be on one accord, and we got to think like this and be marching like this. Because I'm not finna just put money into a bunch of toxic shit. You know that'll just blow some, like it'll go crazy.
yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Like it's so wild. Like when I think about like where I'm at now, because I kind of see where I'm going, whether I say it or not. Like, you know what I'm saying? I see where I'm going, and I see like that being a role that I end up playing soon. But it's just like, oh, sweetheart, it's gonna look different. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna look different. I know you used to Lil Rissy. Like, we are not little Marissa. We are not Lil Rissy. We are Marissa right now.
At
You
all.
know what I'm saying? Like, it's not sweet no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not sweet. I'm not gonna be rude. I'm not gonna be mean. But like, we gonna call it what it is. We gonna call it what it is. And we gonna move accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't about to keep playing these games, because it's just like we played the games.
It
We
don't help
stayed
nobody.
quiet and silent. It's not healing us.
It don't help nothing. It just goes on to the next person to do. And what good do that even do for you? And you the one that got to live your life knowing that you don't let it slip past you and it's gonna keep going.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Who
gonna
know?
go. I'm gonna sleep easy at night every night.
Man, I'm
At
not
this
gonna
point,
keep getting reincarnated on this bitch.
this my last time. I this my last time. You know what I'm
I
saying?
believe I believe my last time on this earth, I got rich young, and I was like in my ego, and I got killed.
Wow,
That was in my
wow,
last life. I believe that with everything in me. I got what I wanted, but with the ego, I got killed. Because it was gonna happen in this life, but I didn't have. I had to get rid of the ego, and now it's coming in. Now I get to change cycles. You see what I'm saying? Because when I was a kid, that has always stood out to me. Young stars that got killed early. Like even as a kid, it's like, oh shit, I'm a kid when Tupac got that. I mean, got killed, but it stood out to me. I was like, whoa, wait, and then I want to do all the fucking research on this XYZ, and I was like, started looking in the past lives, like, yeah, out of ego, that's probably who you was in your past life, bro. One of those. That's why I kind of you look at it and it always stick out like, oh shit, like yeah. So in this one, I obtained that same life. You got to lose what demised you in the last one.
wow. That's crazy. That's so crazy that you said that, but it made something make sense for me, because I used to fear. I used to fear stepping in my purpose because I feel like in my past life, as soon as I step in my purpose, I died. I feel like as soon as I stepped in my purpose, somebody killed me.
Yeah.
Because my purpose is to tell the truth.
Right.
And as soon as I step in, and that's why it took me so long to embrace my calling, because it's just like as soon as I do them, you know what I'm saying? As I know what happened last time. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like I know what happened
See,
last time.
but you get that as navigation through this one.
Yep.
It helps you. It helps you. It really does. Cause Lord knows if I would have got that rap deal, cause I always had store power and people around me, and I couldn't call it. While people used to just be like, nah, nah, nah. I'm like, what the fuck? This sounds better than anybody, but I couldn't call it because that's just the universe saying, all right, that's what you trying to do out of the ego of everything. You trying to get rich and shit on people and be a rapper and talk this dumbass shit. Like, and I get it. And with how I was, yeah, a motherfucker would have got mad. I'd have ruffled a motherfucker feathers and they'd have tried to take me out, if not did it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So to save me and for this life, it kind of keep recurring in your dreams in your head, like, oh, that's exactly what happened in my last life. And in order to obtain this, a nigga got a little older. I passed the 20-year threshold of getting rich, so it ain't like no young rich. So I got a lot of wisdom this time. So
Yeah.
so now when everything come in, I'm a real just humble and just a good pure person. I ain't looking to shit on nobody. I actually just want to help people, but I'm also stay out the fucking way because that can be crazy too. I'm just
Yeah.
want to get the hell out the way and you know what I'm saying, do my own thing. But I ain't trying to shit on nobody or no crazy shit like that.
It's that part. It's that part. And for me, I think it was really just knowing myself. You know what I'm saying? It was just like I'll call people out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Actually, I think it was that I didn't understand that part of my personality. And I understand it now because it's just like I'm the type of person you either gonna love me or you hate me. But that's the part that I didn't want to understand because I wasn't self-aware for the
Right,
longest time. It's just like I think people fuck with me, and it's just like, yeah, people fuck with you, but you also trigger niggas. So you need to be very aware and very, you know what I'm saying, mindful of it. And it's just like
right.
I would dismiss the obvious. You know what I'm saying? It'd be
See,
like, I feel like that person hate me, but like they act like they don't hate me, so maybe they don't hate me. It's just like,
and get
nah.
you somewhere and knock you off.
Exactly. And it's just
That,
like, nah, if people show you, you got to believe them. And that was the part that I had to understand, where it's just like, if people show you what time it is, please believe that shit.
and another thing
Because
with that, you ain't even gotta. You like you'll call like you say you used to call people out.
mm,
You ain't even got to do that because God don't even call people out, and you know what I'm saying. That's the biggest true speaker. So just
yeah,
let people
just
be.
let people
Fuck it.
ride, because they'll expose themselves. That's the part that I didn't understand. It's like the truth exposes itself. It's a lot that I see that I don't speak on. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot that I
Right,
see that I don't speak on. It's a lot that I experience that I don't speak on. Like, and it's for a reason, because it's just like I always felt like God exposes the truth eventually. And even like you know what I'm saying? Me and somebody else fall out today, I don't have to tell the world why we fell out. It's not important. Me and you know what happened.
right,
You know what I'm saying? As long as me and
right,
you know what happened, I don't have to be out here explaining. And I think that's why I don't like certain things, and there's certain things that I don't consume, because it's just like, why are we exposing this? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not about that. Like, we here for healing, we here for growth, we here for that. Like, we here to
right,
just like, for what? What what
right.
what does that help? What does that heal? What does that do? I don't
See,
get it.
yeah.
I don't get it. But I mean, on that note, I ain't gonna take up too much more of your time. I definitely appreciate you coming through. Is there anything else you want
Man,
to
it's
talk
always
about before we get out
man, it's up to you. You know, I always just be
of
chilling.
here?
And every time I talk to you, it's just a conversation.
On me, yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know if
yeah.
we on the phone or doing the interview.
Yeah, it be like that though. It be like that. Sometimes the thing that I do like about this is like sometimes when I do it, it's very interview style, and then sometimes when I talk to certain people, I'm chopping it up. And honestly, I like the episodes where I chop it up more than anything. But you know, it's thinker versus speaker, so I got to keep it mixed up.
Yeah, I get it, bro.
Yeah, but I definitely appreciate you coming through. You're more than welcome to come back anytime. It's definitely a lot of more conversations like this that I would like to have, for
Yes, sir.
sure. So I love to rock with you. But you want to let people know where to find you on social media?
Yeah, you can check me out on my IG handle. It'll be Dre, DRE_PREE underscore. So that's at Dre Dupree underscore. And then my other account will be at my girl, MEYEGURL.
All right, bet. And if you're looking for me personally on social media, you can find me at Marissa Y17 on Instagram, TikTok. Yeah, Instagram and TikTok, Marissa the Thinker on Facebook and YouTube. And you can find Thinker versus Speaker on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, literally all the places. And if y'all like this conversation, definitely give it a like, subscribe, let me know. You know what I'm saying? If it's something that you want to hear us talk about, if you want to hear me and Dre talk about something, anybody else, if it's a topic that you want to hear us talk about, you want to come on the show, hit me up, let me know. I will respond. So yeah, on that note, I think we can go ahead and get up out of here. That good with you?
Yes, ma'am.
I appreciate you, Dre. Have a good day.
You as well.
All right, later.
Bye bye later.